I've been doing ice baths for a few weeks now, and there have been some remarkable benefits, all of which I'm going to talk about in about 10 seconds, so stick around. And I've only missed a handful of days for various reasons, like I couldn't get to the ice machine or the ice that I had, and there aren't really any excuses. I haven't done it a couple days, but for the most part, I've been doing it almost every single day. And here are some of the benefits that I've personally experienced from doing it. So cold plunging is something that people have been doing for, I think it's in like ancient history. People have been like doing the cold therapy where they've been exposing themselves to extreme cold. And for most people, that's water. And one of the reasons that they do it is to build like toughness, both physically and mentally. Oh, that is cold. I'm sure that there's a ton more reasons like to that and why people do it. That's just what I'm familiar with. And honestly, I haven't researched it too much. I just know that a lot of very successful people do it or do versions of the mental toughness challenges. And this was just one of them that was on the list that I, could try. So I finally heard it from the last person that I needed to. It was just a bunch of people saying like cold plunge, cold plunge, cold plunge. And then this one finally got to me and I was like, you know what, I have to do it. So I found a $25 steel barrel on Facebook Marketplace and I went and I picked it up. I dunked 60 pounds of ice and all the ice packs I have in that barrel. It's really, really cold. So once I had this barrel, now I can do ice baths, right? Well, it's a little trickier than that because here's the deal. The freezer that I have is not large enough to fit everything that we have food-wise and also all of the ice necessary to make that 55-gallon bucket cold, which surprisingly enough, it's actually much more difficult than I thought, and it takes a lot more ice than I thought to cool down that much water, which is wild because I wouldn't think it would be that difficult, but it actually is. I need about 40 pounds of ice to get the 55-gallon bucket down to like the high 40s, which still isn't quite as cold as I would want it. I would love to have it in like the low 40s and the high 30s, but for the most part, the cold therapy I get, it works. So how I combated that was for a while I was freezing. Like I had these food containers that I just filled up with water and I'd fill up like between 25 and 30 of them every single day. And I would dump the ones that had frozen into there, do the cold plunge, and then I would refill them and put them in the freezer for the next day. This resulted in my freezer running literally 24/7 and it just never shutting off, it always being on. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wear down this freezer's lifespan really freaking fast. So with the freezer not being, well, this is a fridge, but this is a freezer and we have another mini fridge over there. And this is a freezer. With those two not being able to run 24/7 because we didn't want to absolutely destroy them, what else was left? Well, right down the road, I have an ice machine that sells 20-pound bags of ice for $2.50. And it takes 2 of them to make the ice bath as cold as I would like it. So I'm spending $5 a day right now making ice. So it comes out to $150 a month-ish, more or less, give or take, to make this ice bath work every single day. Plus, I have to leave my house every single morning to go get ice and bring it back because, like I said, I don't have the space to store multiple 20-pound bags of ice. I just can't. I can maybe at max store 1 day's worth in there, so I would go out, buy 4 bags, come back, do the 2 in there, put 2 in here, and then not have to go out one morning. But like, that's a lot of freaking work, and it takes up a lot of space in the freezer. So I'm like, what do I do? So we're considering a few different options for how we're going to tackle this problem. Yeah, I'm in my homeless clothes right now. The first option that we're considering is getting a chest freezer because they are reasonably affordable, but they might not freeze as fast, so I might not actually be able to freeze enough ice to make it happen, which means I'd still need to buy ice, so like, what's the freaking point? But anyway, you came here to hear about the benefits, not about my life problems, so let's get into it. So benefit number 1 from doing ice baths near daily is I feel fantastic. Now, let me explain. I have never felt more energized after getting out of freezing cold water. I don't know what it is about it, but when your body is like in survival mode, trying not to pass away, it ignites a different kind of fire in you. It's really cool, actually. So I'll get in, I'll do 3 minutes, because that's what I do, is 3 minutes. When I can't get the water super cold, when I can only get it to like the high 40s, I'll do 4 minutes or 5 minutes, but 3 minutes when it's super cold is more than enough. Trust me. I feel alive when I get out of that ice bath. Usually what I'll do is I'll get in, do the 3 minutes, get out, dry myself off a little bit, go and take a shower. I'll take a cold shower, which, funny enough, cold water or just like tap cold water actually feels a little bit warm coming out of that. So it kind of actually evens itself out and feels pretty good. But that's the first benefit, is I feel fantastic and I have sustained energy throughout almost my entire day before I even have caffeine. Now, the second benefit that I have experienced from the ice baths is the emotional aspect of it. I emotionally feel really great. So not only do I have the energy and I feel alive and it wakes me up, trust me, it wakes you up, but I also feel really good. I actually find myself laughing most of the time when I get out of it. I'm like, I can't hold it back. So I don't know. It just really improves my mental psyche. Like, I feel like I actually have some positivity that come out of that. Like, emotionally, I feel a little bit better, which is kind of cool. Not that like that's the reason that I do it, because I do it for the third reason, which I'll share in a second. But that was a nice perk that I experienced when I came out of it. You know, like first day, second day, third day, I was like, I emotionally feel so much better. So that's reason number 2, is because it actually just makes me feel really, really good. And the third benefit, and frankly the best in my opinion, and actually the reason that I started doing it, was the mental toughness aspect of it. Here's the thing. In our lives, we are going to have to make decisions to take action and do things that we may necessarily not want to do. This requires us to have that little mental battle with ourselves, the angel, the devil, whatever you want to call it, where you have to decide to do the thing that is less fun in order to get the job done. For me, I was constantly looking for new ways to push myself so that my comfort level got bigger and bigger and bigger, so I could make bigger and bigger decisions about the things that I did that I didn't necessarily enjoy but had to happen, so that I could just keep doing them and not be the one holding myself back. By doing the ice baths near daily, I have noticed in myself that I am able to, when faced with a decision or faced with an option, I am usually able to pick the harder, more fulfilling, and oftentimes what just has to be done, path or option. Because I've, if I can wake up at between 4 and 6 o'clock in the morning and put myself in fucking ice water, like, I can do almost anything, honestly, because that's a really hard decision and I do not want to do that ever at all, because it really freaking sucks. However, when I'm faced with other decisions, like I could sit and watch TV, or I could sit in front of my computer and get some work done that I've been procrastinating on, I can usually make the decision to go get the work done. And so those are all the reasons that I am continuing to do ice baths and keep them in my daily routine, or near daily. I mean, it would be daily if I had the option, but sometimes I just can't help it. So that is the reason that I'm keeping it in my daily routine. It is one of those things that is just irreplaceable to me at this point. With the amount of benefits that I got, literally 3, 4, 5 days in, I was already telling people like, yo, this is like next level what's going on. And yeah, honestly, it's one of the best things that I've ever done for myself. It's one of the best things that I've ever put myself through. It's one of the best challenges that I've ever made myself face. So if you're looking for something that will push your comfort level, that will make you make a decision that you do not want to make, that will help you build your mental toughness so that you're not a weak little bit, honestly. If you're looking for something that will do that, cold plunges are the way to go. Now, here's the thing. A year and a half ago, I may not have been able to do this to myself. What I started with was cold showers, and I did a podcast on the cold showers and the benefits that I got from that. And I think that was my step 1. My step 1 was doing cold showers. When I started doing cold showers, I noticed a lot of these benefits as well. However, things get harder, we deal with more, and there's just more stuff going on in my life now. And we need to level up with our environment. So for me, that was taking it from cold showers to cold plunges and mixing the two together and just adding to the things that I do to make myself really uncomfortable. So I hope this was beneficial to you. If it was, please consider leaving a comment down below. Let me know if you're doing cold plunges, or if you intend on incorporating them into your lifestyle, how it's benefited you. I would love to hear it, and I'll respond to almost every single comment. I mean, I'll respond to every single one as long as it doesn't get into the thousands, because I don't know if I have time for that. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like. It really does help us out. Share the video with somebody who needs to start doing cold plunges, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.